y'all talking today. I'm like, this is so great. Like, you're just flowing. I gotta know the origin story. How did you two? I know you said you met in New York dancing. What's that?
He followed me.
Okay, so
the real story.
I'll tell you the truth, and then she can tell you what fits for her. Now, the truth is, when we were at Dance City of Harlem, we were in the workshop ensemble. That's like the second company preparing the dancers to go into the company. And Nena had been performing with the company, with the first company, on tour.
That's true.
I was in the school and at the lowest level.
That's true.
And so I had just got invited into the workshop ensemble. Her partner, Mark Wayman, went into the company, so now she didn't have him to do the part that he normally does with it. So I had to do that part. And the part was, basically we run and she jumps up into the air and I catch her in my hand and presses her up into a sit lift.
Overhead.
And then from there I come down to my knees and press her down. And basically she was really condescending to me. You know,
That's
she was
true.
like, she kept looking back at me. Now, are you sure you understand this? I'm going to take this many steps and then I'm going to jump up in the air and you place your hand. But what she didn't understand is I was one of the better partners there, you know, and that was the thing that I did was partner and pas de deux. That was what I was most proficient at. Yeah. And so I just listened and calmly waited. And so she was like, we can do it a couple of times so you can get it. This is what she said.
My life was in his hands, and literally.
Listen, I did the saute, and then she ran, and I ran. I swooped her up, whoop, whoop, brought her down, boom. Of course, everybody applauded and everything on the first time, but everybody else knew. Nena didn't. And so and at first she turned, that's so good. It was the total difference. So, you know,
night and day.
All of a sudden, she saw me in a different light. Before, she saw me as this person back there that's gonna get in her way, might drop her.
He couldn't get his step some of the time, so I wanted to make sure he had this step because my life was dependent.
So she did the ballet snob thing to me.
Yes, I did.
Until, like I said, she didn't know, and I understood that. So you know, sometimes you have to show them. And you know, like I said, I'm from Detroit. I've always had to show them, and I did. That's the thing. You know, hey, people said we couldn't have Ballethnic. 34 years strong.
We're still here.
You know? Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, when you believe, I mentioned, you know, Dr. King had a dream. We had a dream also. And you don't just give up on that dream. What you do, you may have to adapt it, kind of manipulate it or whatever, but you stay the course, you figure it out, and if you feel that what you're doing is worthwhile, and for me, it was something that I felt was needed for our community and for society and for humanity. And so that is what superseded everything else, and that became paramount in what we're going to do. And then, ultimately, she asked me to take her out. It was smooth, though. She asked me to take her out. I should take her out, and made it seem like, I'm like, hold on, no, I didn't ask her out.
Yes, you did.
She asked me to take her out, and I took her to Sizzler. I remember
back in the day, it was an okay steakhouse, but he didn't have the money. Really,
took me. It took me 2 months to catch up from that.
Oh God.
You know.
Okay, it was an investment.
It was.
A very good one, I'd say.
Yes.